so much to talk about in Bach. Could you tell me, he has my edition here, but he didn't do anything in my edition.
Tiene la edición, pero no hizo nada de lo que tiene. Tiene la edición que hizo Bradetich, pero no hizo nada de lo que está escrito en la edición.
Let me explain some of the things. First of all, there's many interpretations to Bach. There just are. There's many people, there's different interpretations.
Hay muchas interpretaciones de Bach, hay muchos intérpretes y hay muchas interpretaciones.
So what I think is most important is that we look inside the music and try to figure out what did the composer actually write.
Tenemos que ver en la música y pensar qué es lo que el compositor realmente escribió.
So let's look at the La Primera compos.
Vamos a ver lo que es el compás.
Compás. You know what I meant, right? Okay, what's important in the La Primera compás?
¿Qué es importante en el primer compás? Slurs.
Okay, he played all seven. Bach didn't write all those slurs.
Bach
Those
tampoco
are my
escribió.
markings.
Esta es una edición moderna.
So let's assume, don't worry about the bowing right now, but what Bach actually wrote, the notes that he wrote, what is important?
No se preocupen por los arcos que hay ahí, sino por las notas. ¿Qué es lo que hay ahí?
Does anybody, is there a melody?
¿Cuál es la melodía?
So if there's no melody, then there has to be some rhythm. The rhythm is 16th notes.
Si no hay melodía, entonces sigue el ritmo, pero el ritmo son solo
So
5/8.
there's nothing special about the rhythm. The whole piece is 16th notes.
Entonces no hay nada especial con respecto al ritmo, porque son puras semicorcheas.
No melody, rhythm is steady, it means one thing.
Entonces si con la melodía no decimos nada y si el ritmo siempre es lo mismo, queda solamente una cosa, que es que la armonía.
So, what's the harmony in the first part?
¿Cuál es la armonía del primer compás?
It's G major. So,
Sol mayor.
on the cello, this is how they did it on the cello.
Así es como se hace
Play it like that. So, you heard the first note, the next note, all sounding at the same time, which created the harmony.
Todas esas notas suenan al tiempo y eso es lo que crea la armonía.
Therefore, in modern playing, on the modern bass with the modern bow, the slur creates G major. The separate bow gives me G, 3 notes, but it's very hard to hear G major. Next bar. Do mayor. D7.
Sí, es predominante.
Resolving to back to G major. This is the single most fundamental chord progression in all of music. 1, 4, 5, 1.
Esta es la progresión fundamental y más elemental de toda la música tradicional. Lo que estaba diciendo antes el maestro era que en la escritura moderna tener esas notas separadas es muy difícil que suene la armonía como tal, que es lo que está buscando el compositor. Al tocar re, sol, si o sol, re, si, básicamente lo que uno oye son 3 notas separadas. Lo que tenemos que buscar a través del arco es una idea completa de cuál es la armonía que se está moviendo.
Thank you. I appreciate you doing that. So that's what's important. Now, how do we play it? On the cello, it would be open string. That's how the cello would play, right?
Así es como se tocaría en el cello, 2 cuerdas al aire y una cuerda pisada.
Can we emulate that on the bass?
¿Cómo lo imitaríamos en el contrabajo?
In G major, of course we can. So you're playing the right key. What about the bowing? In the Baroque period, they played in big cathedrals.
El barroco se tocaba en catedrales mucho más grandes.
You played one note, the resonance was incredible.
Uno toca una nota y la resonancia era increíble.
Today we play in dry halls where you play a note, and the sound goes away very quickly.
Actualmente nosotros tocamos en halls y en salas de conciertos en donde uno toca una nota y el sonido muere muy rápidamente.
So in Bach's time, they did lots of separate bows. I agree with you. More separate bows than slurs, because they needed some clarity of sound because of all that resonance that was going on.
En la época de Bach se utilizaba mucha mayor cantidad de arcos separados, pero era porque tocaban en sitios supremamente resonantes. Ahora lo que ellos separaban el arco para lograr mayor claridad en el sonido.
So in the modern setting, we need more resonance. How are we going to create that? In my opinion, the slur helps create that quite a bit.
Si necesitamos ahora actualmente generar mayor resonancia, las ligaduras nos ayudarán a lograr ese efecto de resonancia.
Now when I play slur, is that more passive or active than?
Passive.
It's more passive. Separate bows is more active, and especially on modern strings with a modern bow, when we do the separate bow, it draws the listener's ear to that note.
To each particular
Each particular note.
Con arcos modernos y cuerdas modernas, al separar los arcos, lo que hacemos es llamar la atención del oyente a cada nota en particular.
So the objective, but our objective is the opposite of that.
Nosotros tratamos de hacer lo opuesto a eso.
Our objective is not. Our objective is. That's what Bach wrote. Our job is to bring that out, to try to create that. That's why I like the slurs.
Okay.
And also the string crossings. Can you, have you practiced with slurs?
Yeah.
Please. First one you went, and then next one here. The next one should be, but you went no string crossing. But on the cello it would be this. So Bach intended it to be a string crossing. I think that we can agree on that.
Para el cuarto compás se puede tocar el contrabajo sin cruce de cuerdas, pero Bach seguramente estaba pensando que hubiera un cruce de cuerdas.
And this brings up the question, do we play it so that it's easier or that it's better?
Entonces esto nos trae la pregunta, si lo vamos a tocar de la manera que sea más fácil o de la manera que sea mejor.
This is easier.
Esto es más fácil.
This.
Y esto es mejor.
Crossing, I think, is musically better. It is hard. Yes. Más difícil.
Con el cruce de cuerdas es más difícil, pero es mejor para el estilo de la música que está proponiendo el compositor.
Now let me play two bits.
Lo voy a tocar de otra.
You're emphasizing which note?
The low note.
Yes. But what about this? That, I think, is what the composer wrote. That's my interpretation.
Su interpretación es acentuar un poquito más, darle más importancia a la nota de arriba que genera una línea melódica.
So that's my reason. Okay, good. Let's keep going through this and work through it a little bit. How did you finger this here? Good, good. He has the string crossing. Very good. but there's no easy answer. This is muy difícil. With separate bows, yes. Slur, no. No. Also, what we have to do in the music is figure out, is it this kind of emphasis or this kind of emphasis?
Lo que tenemos que pensar en la música es si el énfasis es vertical o es más lineal.
So which way creates linear feeling? Separato creates ba 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 ba. The legato. It actually, what the legato does is it makes each note less important.
Lo que el legato hace es que cada nota pierde importancia.
So we're not listening to the notes, but we're listening to the harmony of those notes.
Escuchamos las notas sino la armonía.
Okay, let's keep going. Let's get into that. Fa, mi. This is a lot of thinking, but I want you to understand. See this note right here?
Sí, en el sol
Sol sostenido. What key are we in?
¿En qué
Sol
tonalidad
mayor.
estamos en sol
We've
mayor.
got Sol sostenido. What is that note doing?
¿Qué está haciendo ese sol sostenido ahí?
It is the E7.
Okay, where is it going? What's the purpose?
A minor.
A minor. Right. And where is A minor?
Nos vamos a dirigir a un acorde La menor que está en el otro compás.
Right here. So this note right here belongs clear already here. So go ahead and play. Right up, Sol sostenido. So the sol sostenido goes and goes and goes all the way. So when you're playing it, you have to play it in a way that they will remember that sound. If you play it like this, every note is equal, but no.
La manera en que nos está sugiriendo tocarlo es tocarlo de una manera que el sol sostenido se prolongue para que también se sienta que el sol sostenido se conecta hacia el lado.
So re sostenido, there you go. Aquí, re
El
sostenido
sostenido se conecta hacia el
is
mi.
leading to mi minor, not sol, mi minor. So you have. Bach does this all the time, and we have to be detectives.
Bach hace esto todo el tiempo y nosotros debemos trabajar como detectives para encontrar.
Okay. Now, starting here. Fa, do, re. What chord is that?
He said,
That's right. Próximo. Compás. Next bar, can you raise it up there just a little? Next bar. Next bar. I can't quite reach it. And what's next?
¿Qué sigue después? Sol mayor.
So what he's doing here is exactly the same thing as in the beginning.
Lo que está haciendo ahí es exactamente lo mismo del inicio.
So he's playing, the first three notes are important. He has sorry. Hear how it makes sense? Very logical. So when you're fingering it here, same as this one. Okay, good. Now, before we go on, I want you to play right here for me. This bass is pretty big, yeah? And you have a good-sized hand, but the intonation is not quite there. The law's too high, C is too low, this is too small. Okay, so it's... So you... Just those four notes to be performing slowly. Very well in tune. So, yeah, perfect. That's how far La and C is. It's very far. Yeah. So, what you need to do when you're playing is to rock and roll.
Como la distancia es tan amplia entre la y si, recomiendo que la mano gire un poco.
And now, same thing with D, Mi, Fa. That's it. Fa. And then goes. But la primera dedo has to be Fa. Here. Tres. Aquí, uno, dos, más. Yes. Now, listen to this. You can do it again. Play solo. No, just solo. Listen. Is that La? Okay? Sharp or flat?
Flat. Perfect.
That's right on the money. Now play a little sharp. Hear that? It's a little hard. And that's what most of us do. So most of you do, it's what I do a lot. Same thing back here, first position.
Nosotros tendemos a hacer la un poquito más alto.
Because we're always going this way, therefore our hand is always cheating.
Porque siempre bajamos la mano, entonces la mano hace un poquito de trampa para ir hacia arriba.
For instance, in the cambios.
Siempre que alta la mano cuando regreso a la parte de arriba.
Anytime we go this way with the left hand, we have to think lower.
Siempre que nos devolvemos con la mano izquierda, tenemos que pensar que debemos ir un poco más bajo.
So I want you to really focus on it. When do you know it's perfectly in tune? When it has its greatest resonance.
¿Cómo sabemos que está perfectamente entonado? Cuando alcanza su mayor resonancia.
Okay. Now, down here. On the cello, this spot, right there. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. So, on the cello, it would be this way. So, the melody is on the cuerda, right? On the string is a drum. So, for us, La is here. So, all the notes, melody is here. So it's always, siempre string crossing.
En el cello, la nota la que se repite es una cuerda al aire que se repite como un pedal para nosotros. Eso implica que tengamos que hacer constantemente cambios de cuerda.
So when we play a transcription, we want to make sure we're doing what was intended for the original instrument, if we can.
Cuando tocamos una transcripción tenemos que pensar qué era lo que estaba intentando el compositor hacer para el instrumento original, si es posible.
So. So that's what my fingers are doing there, is creating always the string.